Okay, so I just get the little teaser slot in between the real stuff and lunch. Although actually, I think there's a panel session coming up next, isn't there? So I'm filling in some sort of sandwich. I'm not quite sure that. But anyway, just a quick teaser about the awards, because it's probably new to some of you. Anyway, the things you do know, this is Search Solutions and we're in London. Things you may not know are that the IRSG, which is the Information Retrieval Specialist Group, which is the group that has created today's event, had a number of awards. We have what's called the Karen Spark Jones Award, which is largely aimed at the academic community. And we also are involved with two other awards, the Strix Award, which I can't remember who won it this year.
I think there was no winner this year.
More about that later. And we also have other things like the best paper at ECIR, which is the European Conference on Information Retrieval, which is the sort of main event that the IRSG runs. Again, it's largely academic, or at least research focused. Anyway, awards are a good thing, right? Because they give a sense of community, we recognize our own members. But most of the awards that we've had in the past have been largely aimed at the academic community, which is slightly out of alignment with our membership, because as a whole, our membership is mainly practitioners. You know, I think we're about, I don't know, 600, 700, 800 people, and the majority of those are people like the sort of people who are in this room today, working in industry as practitioners. So that's why about 5 years ago, we had the inaugural Search Industry Awards, which is what I'm about to tell you a little bit more about. So we started off with a couple of small categories. We've expanded them. So just very briefly, over the last few years, we've run, I think, 4 different awards. We've had the best search. This isn't today's winners, by the way, so don't worry if you're panicking, thinking, oh no, spoiler alert. No, this is from last year. We've had the best search. I don't know if, does this pointer thing work? Oh, it does. Yeah, there we go. Best search experience. Didn't really show up anyway. You can read. Best search experience, as you can see there, and last year we had Open University won that, and previous year was LexisNexis. So if you are affiliated with either of those two organizations, well done. Bask in the reflected glory. We also run the most promising startup, and we've had a lot of entries for this over the years. You can see them there. There's a lot of AI in this, have you noticed? Joshua.ai, Resolute AI, Search Hub, and Context Flow, of course, is a very well-known organization in the IR community. Anyway, more about them later, I guess. We've also had the best open source project. We tended to get fewer entries for this. Naturally, it's a narrower category. But of course, Sightseer X, what many of you are familiar with, was the last winner of that award. And we've also had Search Professional of the Year. So those were aimed at like products, experiences, and software. This one's aimed at people. Okay, and this one, the Search Professional of the Year, recognizes those who made a significant contribution to the discipline. And last year we had Adam Tocock, who is, I suppose, what you might represents the end user community in some ways, a library assistant. We also, previously to that, had somebody who was perhaps more on the vendor side, Stuart Mackey, who was lead data scientist at BIP Solutions. So those are the 4 awards for which we solicit nominations. And we also run an award which is on the day, i.e. today. And I'll do a little bit more about that later, probably at the 4 o'clock slot. But I think you see over the last 5 years, 4 years, I think. We had Google won it last year, the University of Strathclyde the year before, Olivia Folds, Mark Harwood from Elastic, and the very first time we ran this, we had actually a colleague of mine, oddly enough, Paul Labor, no connection, don't worry. Who was our first inaugural winner of that. So just a couple more things to tell you, and then I will segue into the panel. This year, we've had nominations for the most promising startup, the best open source project. We've had a few nominations for Search Professional of the Year. And later today, I will also do a little poll for the best paper and presentation of the day. And I think it would make sense to do that at the end of the day, we've got that scheduled in. So as you can
Does it
benefit
include
from
you as a
seeing-
candidate?
I think it should. I've got to be very careful that I don't go too far ahead with these slides, because then it really would be spoiler alert. So I'm actually not going to risk going forward one, because I know in 2 slides time I'll be in trouble. But I'd just like to say thank you very much. Oh, there we go. It did work. To our 3 judges, whom work very independently of me. Obviously, I don't want a conflict of interest, so I just let them get on with it. This year we had Peter Catronio. I don't know if Peter is here today. Agnes Molnar, who may be on the Zoom call, and Andy. Andy, give us a wave. Andy is in the room, brilliant. So if you won, blame him. If you didn't win, blame him. All right, so that's it. I have to be very careful not to show any more slides. That's it from me for now. You'll get the big reveal later at about 4-ish. And we'll also do the poll for the best paper award as well at that time. Back to you again.
Thank you, Tony. Just add the winner last year, which was Resolute, was bought a few months ago for a very considerable premium. So they obviously had justified in.
So our judges did a good job.
They did a good job because someone paid a lot of money for them.
Yeah. Excellent. Right. Okay.
Can I just say one other thing? I think there was a lot of academic industry collaboration in this previous winner. So context flow emerged from a research project, went into a company. Stuart Mackey, he I think started working on this knowledge transfer partnership project, which brings academia and industry together. And I think there were a number of these things which were a nice collaboration.
Exactly. Yeah. Quite right.
Thank you.
Okay. So I will hand back to Michael.